Subscribe, hype, like, click the notification bell and turn on all notifications. And donate with a super thanks donation in the comments section below for the unfiltered, unapologetic SeanzViewEnt, your home for WWE news, rumors, and backstage chaos. This is where gossip gets exposed around the clock. Now, here's your host, the brash SeanzViewEnt.
Last night, Monday Night Raw's The Red Brand on Netflix. Your review, your thoughts, your opinions. Match of the night, moment of the night. What stood out to you? Were you entertained? Were you enthralled? Were you on the edge of your seat? Did you fall asleep? Did you weep? Were you a creep? Were you in tuned to Monday Night Raw? You know, people can come on here and say, oh, you know, all these reviewers that come on here. Again, I used to do Raw reviews, but now I do it along with my viewers, my fans, my subscribers to get your opinions, your thoughts. Because, again, the show isn't just about me. It's about each and every one of you and what you bring to the table in the comment section. This isn't a waste of time. It's on your time. And your time is the only time that matters right here on YouTube.com. Now, I could come on here like every other reviewer, mostly, oh, Raw sucked, worst Raw of all time. Just to get into the algorithm, just to get the views, just to get the comments, just to get the opinions, just to get the fast click. Well, here on Sean View, if I'm going to say something sucks, I'm going to say what I would do to improve it, what I would do to enhance it, what I would do to progress it, what I would do to change it. So again, if I'm going to come on here on Raw Review and say, all right, well, I didn't agree with this, well, I didn't like that, well, I would have went in this direction, well, they should have did this, well, they should have did that. I would have showed you, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I would have done. Last night, Raw was okay. Wasn't the greatest, wasn't the best of all time. But what I would have done throughout the night, because obviously there's beef. There's unfinished business. There's something going on brewing between LA Knight and the Bloodline. You know, the Usos come out there last night and say, well, this is different. You know, this is a change. This isn't the same Bloodline. What I would have had done is, you know how, well, first of all, did you notice this, guys? I'm going to tell you something right now. You know, there's these little caveats, there's these little things that I noticed that a lot of people don't notice. Did you notice that last night when Roman Reigns, the Bloodline, was talking about, you know, the past stars like the Yokozunas of the world, the Rikishis of the world? You notice how he went through the whole family. He went through the whole family tree, right? He talked about the past, the present, and the future. That were in the bloodline, that were a part of the bloodline, whether they're with us or they're dead. Alpha, right? The head shrinkers, right? Well, here's the thing. You know who didn't mention? You know who didn't bring up? The Rock. Dwayne The Rock Johnson was not brought up during that promo, during that segment last night. And according to my insiders, and according to my insight, guys, we have heard a lot of rumor and gossip and speculation that the WWE does still want The Rock versus Roman Reigns. And that very well could happen. And that might have just been the tease. The tease that we were looking for last night on Raw when Roman Reigns, when the Bloodline, Jacob Fatu, did not mention The Rock. Again, they mentioned Yokozuna. They mentioned Rikishi. Alpha, Sika. The Usos, where was The Rock, right? And that's just a detail. That's one of the things I wanted to mention. That's one of the things that I wanted to bring up here on this special edition of WWE News and Rumors Raw Review. Now, here's another thing I want to mention. Here's another thing I want to bring up. It is called WWE Night of Champions, where every single available championship, every single title is supposed to be on the line. It's supposed to be at stake. It's supposed to be featured. It's called Night of Champions. But yet, many champions won't be defending their title, their championship, at Night of Champions. Where's the logic? Where's the sense in that? Rhea Ripley won't be defending her WWE Women's World title due to injury. It doesn't look like Roman Reigns will be defending the World Heavyweight title on that night. It doesn't look like Cody Rhodes will be defending the undisputed WWE title because the match hasn't been announced yet. Why didn't you just make it a single night King of the Ring? Again, go back to what I said in a video earlier. I liked The tournament when it was centered around the King of the Ring, the brackets, the tournaments, the superstars, the wrestlers that were in it. This isn't Night of Champions. There are no champions. There are hardly any champions. There are no significance behind the champions. And yeah, you know what? I'm sick and tired of just being the Sean's View Entertainment that's PG. I'm going to go off the rails. I'm going to be uncut. I'm going to be uncensored. I'm going to be a loose cannon on here from now on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go according to what guidelines want me to. No. We're going to go back to the Sean View of 2012, 2013, 2014. And if you know what that Sean View was about, well, you ain't seen nothing yet, ladies and gentlemen. Because I am going to be uncooked. Because I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I put too much time. I put too much effort. I put too much heart. I put too much emotion not to be recognized and not to be noticed. I'm not just some Wrestle Talk. I'm not just some JD from NY. I'm not just some Joe Schmo from Idaho coming on here. I am Sean's View Entertainment, damn it. I am the brash and I am the brazen. And I will never be mistaken or overtaken because I'm here to take back my spot on this very website to the delight of each and every one of you. Now, coming out of Raw last night, we all saw the famous name, the iconic name. We all saw the person, the star that was attacked in the audience. It wasn't just some sort of random fan, ladies and gentlemen. And coming out of that, after what Jacob Fatu did, the attack on a famous person who was just trying to enjoy the show at ringside as a fan, but we know they were much more than just a fan. It was a personality. It was somebody that was famous, that was taken out and attacked. And although it was Jacob Fatu that did the attack, it was Roman Reigns and the Bloodline that told him, do it, go all out. Now, coming out of that, the rumor, the gossip, the speculation is that they could be suspended, that they could be fined, that they could be released, or that they could be fired because they all had a part. The entire Bloodline last night had a part in that attack on this fan, who we all know was much more than a fan. Again, it was a famous personality. And what was done? Nothing was done. The Raw GM didn't do nothing. At what point do we get a new Raw GM that stands in the face of defiance, that isn't afraid of the Roman Reigns bloodline? In my opinion, the Raw GM has become soft. The Raw GM has become repetitive in his ways. In my opinion, it is time for the Raw GM to step down. It is time to step aside. It is time to let someone else take the reins on the red brand of Raw. Now, again, a report went out yesterday that the WWE is higher on Jey Uso over LA Knight. That LA Knight is getting screwed. That LA Knight isn't the megastar that WWE was anticipating or hoping for. That the WWE views Jey Uso as a safer bet. A safer bet. Well, let me tell you something right now. Do you hear the response? Do you hear the reaction to LA Knight? I know not a lot. I understand that not everybody likes LA Knight. And I understand there are some people out there that will actually take Jey Uso over LA Knight. But you got to look at it from a few different perspectives. You got to look at it from a few different ways. Now, here's the thing. About Monday Night Raw last night, how I would have booked it, how I would have created if I were on the booking committee, if I were putting this thing together. Again, obviously, there is a vendetta. Again, Rhea Ripley's injury status, again, I don't want to be all over the place, but Rhea Ripley's injury status raises questions after WWE Night of Champions poster change. Again, the Night of Champions poster has been changed. And again, this should just be called King of the Ring. Again, viewers, fans, and subscribers, there should be no Night of Champions because there's hardly any champions defending their belt. I don't care what the WWE has to do. I don't care what the WWE needs to do. Every other champion, I don't care if they want to take the night off or if they want to take a break. Roman Reigns absolutely needs to be defending the World Heavyweight Championship at Night of Champions, in my opinion, in my estimation. Because with Rhea Ripley out, with Rhea Ripley down now, right now, the undisputed WWE title is not on the line. The World Heavyweight title is not on the line. What about the tag team champion? I mean, looking at this, it's mediocre. It's lackluster. It's horrible. It's awful. It's tragic. But again, going into my booking a Raw lesson, because again, if I'm going to say something sucked, I'm going to say how I would have changed it or how I would have improved it. Throughout the night, it would have been seek and destroy for LA Knight. Now, I know WWE did an in-ring segment, which I didn't mind, with LA Knight and the Usos and Jacob Fatu, a 3-on-1. It took 3 superstars. It took 3 athletes to take down the megastar LA Knight. And I would say that kind of made him look strong. I kind of do. In the end, it was LA Knight that was looking up at the lights once again. LA Knight has too much charisma. LA Knight has too much talent not to be pushed. But again, let me get into it now. Throughout the night, again, I would have had a seek and destroy mission for LA Knight. The Bloodline, they're not always together backstage, right? You got Jey Uso here, you got Jimmy Uso there, you got Roman Reigns in his locker room, you got Jacob Fatu in another area. Throughout the night, I would have had LA Knight take out each member of the Bloodline by himself, alone, whether it be backstage, whether it be in the cafeteria, whether it be outside, whether it be in the ring, whether it be in the crowd, whether it be in the audience, whether it be in the bathroom, wherever it may be. I would have Roman Reigns taken out, Jacob Fatu, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, one by one by one. LA Knight would take each of them out. Now that's, if I were creating this, if I were on the storylines, if I were booking this thing, and if you want more SeanzViewEnt books, Raw, books, SmackDown, subscribe, click the bell, become a channel member today, because I'm going to give you more of what you have asked for here on the Brash and the Brazen. Again, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, at this point, WWE should cancel. Again, WWE should absolutely cancel Night of Champions and replace it with another pay-per-view. They should rename it immediately. That's the way I would go about it. That's how I would justify it. And it shouldn't be about Night of Champions anyways. It should be about the King of the Ring. That is what it ultimately should be all about. That's what it should boil down to, viewers, fans, and subscribers. Or it might just boil down to a good old country ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Roy D. Mercer, the late, great Roy D. The late, great. Used to do pranks online. But viewers, this is a hell of a time, let me tell you. Am I disgusted with WWE right now as a whole, overall, not just last night? Yeah. Could it be better? You're damn right. Could the writing be a hell of a lot better? You're damn right. And that is why I am here to tell you my booking, my creative, my decisions, how I would go about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in a hell of a time right now. We are living in one hell of a time with all the back noise, whatever you want to call it, background noise. Again, here on SeanzView, here's the thing. I'm going to screw up. I'm going to botch. There's going to be bloopers. There's going to be mess-ups. Hell, there's a channel dedicated just to me on all my screw-ups and all my mess-ups, and I find it kind of fascinating. I find it kind of funny. Because here on SeanzView, we don't do edits. We don't do AIs. We don't do redos. You get it natural. You get it authentic. You get it real, and you get it now. You get it raw here on SeanzView, because I am more raw than raw is war, okay? I've always been authentic. I've always been natural. I've always been real. I've always been the appeal. And that is what I'll continue to be right here on this very website, because I give everything I have. The struggle is real sometimes, guys. I'll be honest with you. The struggle is absolutely real on occasions. When I say I'm here to raise the bar, I'm not here to lower it. I'm not here to chastise. Again, I am here to put the levels at an all-time high. And I will exemplify that, and I will show it, and you will feel it, and I will express it. Should the Bloodline be fired after what happened last night, after attacking the fan? Not only that, they should have been arrested. In storyline, in theory, there should have been an arrest. There should have been an immediate firing, but did that happen? Did that go down? No, it didn't. No, it didn't. No. Because the WWE wouldn't have been creative enough. Yet you have all these officials, you have all these refs running out. There needs to be a follow-up. There needs to be revenge. And that's the thing with the WWE. They don't know how to follow up. They don't know how to organize. They don't know how to plot it. They don't know how to implement it. You know what I'm saying? Where's the follow-up to that? No follow-up. No big deal. No follow-up. No problem. No big deal. Sean's View Entertainment is here for each and every one of you because I do believe in the viewers, the fans, and the subscribers. Should Night of Champions be canceled just for the King of the Ring? But yet, how can you do a King of the Ring when they're just doing 1 and 2 matches? The Queen and the King of the Ring. Who do you want to see walk out? The King and Queen of the Ring. Your thoughts, your comments, plenty more to come around the clock. I will never stop for each and every one of you. Subscribe.